Hi, and welcome back to Ignite Success, where we sit down with business leaders and professionals to talk about, leadership and a lot of other topics and to hear their success stories to motivate and inspire you. I'm Sherrie Clark. I'm your host, and today I want to welcome Mark MacDonald. Hi, Mark MacDonald. Thank you for
It's good to be
coming.
here. It's really good to be here.
Yeah, you are the owner of Be Known for Something. And what I found super interesting about you is you're a church branding strategist, right?
Exactly. It's interesting because oftentimes when you say branding to a church, they say, I don't think we need to do branding. But the way that I like to explain it to people is that people make choices based upon what you're known for. So the more you can be known for the right things, more people will pay attention to you, which is where the church needs to be today.
Well, how did you come up with that idea?
Well, it's interesting because I was senior creative director for one of Eastern Canada's largest ad agencies. And the entire time that I was there, I just kept thinking, why doesn't the church know this? And so we moved to North Carolina first and then to Jacksonville, Florida. Started talking to a lot of pastors and realized that if you ask them, so what are you known for? I think that it's a great question to ask everybody.
Yeah, and so do they get themselves stumped? They're like, church? I mean, how do they answer that?
Exactly. Well, and it's interesting because in communities, when you say, so what is your church known for? Oftentimes, most pastors don't even understand what their perception is. And in order
Ah.
to understand your brand, you need to know what your perception is. So we start our entire process with trying to figure out what is the perception, what are you known for currently, and then talking to the pastor, what should you be known for?
Oh, and it works.
It does. It
Branding
does. And
does
we have
work. It's a great
a
tool.
framework so that you can be known for the right things. And if you are known for the right things, people will actually pay attention to you. And we call it a thread, that one thing that you should be known for, that you talk a lot about. And most churches, most people say, you know what? That's enough. I don't need to know more. Where if you want to be known for the right things, then you actually end up saying less so that people will listen more.
That is such an interesting topic. I mean, I was like, wow. And we also have Diane, DB. Diane, it's Diane Barton, DB. It's what you write under Pavlenko.
Yes.
And you are an author of a series of murder mysteries.
Yes.
And you were talking a little bit about like you like to teach during your writing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like to have a secondary theme that reaches out to more people than maybe just a church type of setting. Just the major things that are in the Bible, that you should forgive people, that we're a product of nature and nurture, which maybe not in the Bible, but after death, there are ways of being closer to God, but also by maybe type ways of reinventing yourself. Like in my book, the first one, my hero had a sad death of his wife and daughter, and it helped me rewriting the death of my daughter. And he reinvents himself to solve crimes, to have some power where he had none. Our lives are so at whims of nature, and we can't control everything, but pretty well you can control a murder mystery. I can control it in writing, and people can control what they want to do with the information. So I have different secondary themes trying to tell them. In fact, when my husband died years ago, I wrote The Singing Sleuth Meets His Matches, which is about finding somebody. I found someone luckily on Christian Mingle. In that book, I talk about some of the things you really have to be careful in the dating scene. That there are people out there to lie to you and money schemes and so forth. So I have actually information about that in there if you do want to go back in the dating.
So you take some of your real life experiences and you put them right into the book. You take the novel part, the fiction part, and you make it nonfiction.
Yeah. because that's how I deal with my own issues. And the Singing Sleuth, Alec Dumbarton, he's very much based on my dad. My dad loved to sing, had a lot of opera. The Singing Sleuth does not do opera. He does 60s and 70s and 80s music. But he'd smoke his pipe and be thoughtful and drink his Glenlivet. So I visit my dad again, but I had to make him Scottish because otherwise he's just too close to my dad.
Yeah. Well, how many books have you written?
This is my 9th.
My goodness.
10th is going to be archaeology. And again, I had that issue. Was the Bible, was the earth really developed in 7 days, six days? And I'm reading a wonderful book my pastor recommended, that time dilation of, it could be, it's the science of God, and about time could actually be 16 million years, billion, and 8 billion, and so forth. Yeah. So I can combine the two theories without fighting each other. That the earth can be old, and God did invent everything within 6 days.
Yeah, that's an interesting conversation in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, and when you're talking about archaeologists on a ship. So. Yeah.
Well, thank you both for being here. If you want to learn more about Mark MacDonald and D.B. Pavlenko, go to iwantabuzz.com. And that's it for this segment, and we'll catch you in the next one.